absolutely no sense. You cannot have both in this scenario. Either the moon is close enough to have its gravity pull on the oceans, or the moon is so far away that it's beyond the event horizon of the Earth's gravity. But you cannot have both. It's illogical. So now at this point, forensically speaking, we have three very highly unlikely coincidences that need to be factored into the probability of the globe model. So just to recap the three: 1, the sun and the moon are identical in size due to a highly unlikely optical illusion. 2, gravity is perfectly balancing us with the spin due to sheer chance. And we only see one face of the moon due to the chance geosynchronous orbit. Okay? So any forensic investigator at this point should have an eyebrow or two raised, as you need to multiply these unlikelinesses of all the factors. But we'll continue because this is only just begun. So number 4 coincidence, the North Star in alignment with our North Pole. Okay, so since the North Star Polaris has been the guiding star for navigators throughout history, we can surmise it's maintained this alignment for some significant duration. This is indeed a huge coincidence that any one star would maintain alignment with our North Pole. Actually, it proves that we could not possibly be standing on a spinning globe orbiting the sun on a wobbly axis. In order for the North Star Polaris to maintain such an alignment with our North Pole, it would need to be traveling back and forth through space, millions of light years, and ensuring that it stays directly above our North Pole at all times. This is simply not possible. It's not improbable, so I shouldn't even have counted it here as a coincidence, because it's impossible. Again, this is a forensic analysis of the globe model, which is looking more and more like a big fat lie, forensically speaking. Number 5 coincidence. No flights ever traverse the South Pole. Quotes, South Pole. This day and age, you'd expect to have a booming tourist industry, or at least corporate mining expeditions to the Antarctic or the South Pole. Did you know that all international flights that should enjoy a short flight with a direct route over the South Pole or even near it never take the direct route and end up transferring all over the world in order to make it to their destination? No one has ever flown around the globe going south around Antarctica, and no one ever will. This is because there is no South Pole and we don't live on a globe. It's impossible to travel around the South Pole because the South Pole doesn't exist. Number 6 coincidence, the relative sizes on the maps are all wrong. Another major coincidence that is highly unlikely is the fact that modern maps are all wrong in terms of relative sizes of continents. You can fit Canada twice in the length of Russia, and Greenland is many times larger than it appears on the map based on the globe model. Indeed, these inaccuracies are apparent on a toy globe. So how do you explain the map makers getting all the relative sizes wrong when transferring information from a globe to a smaller globe? The fact is, they have extrapolated relative distances based on the assumption that we live on a globe, and so the numbers are all wrong. I suppose you believe it's a big coincidence that we can't get the relative sizes of the continents correct on the maps. Number 7 coincidence. One picture of the Earth from NASA. One. So we've got one single picture of the Earth, quotes Earth, from space, in all its glorious sphereness. We've spent literally trillions of dollars on our space programs. We only ever see composite cartoons of our world, and the one single image we have was proved as a fake image by NASA. They took this picture from a window of one of the Apollo missions, on which they lost all of the footage of the moon landings. So many strange, unlikely coincidences involved with the globe model, eh? If I were a forensic detective, I would have the fucking globe in cuffs right now. The globe should have a full-body cavity search performed by Corrections Officer Bubba. Seriously. Number 8 coincidence, the Big Bang. According to the globe model, our entire universe exists because of one big coincidence, known as the Big Bang. You see, according to this model, nothing exploded and created the entire universe. Fairly big, unexplained, highly unlikely coincidence. You'd expect to see new universes or new Big Bangs all the time. Number 9 coincidence, strange visitors from other worlds. So we're told that the visitors many people are witnessing and filming, who seem to possess zero gravity craft, are
somehow traveling through millions of miles for millions of years from faraway galaxies? This is a huge coincidence that's really not explained very well in the globe model. It seems like they're covering this up because it's far more likely that the visitors are coming from another node in the infinite plane which we dwell. So rather than traveling for millions of years and happening upon our little speck of a planet, they probably just traveled across their retaining wall. Coincidence number 10, the United Nations logo is a flat Earth map.
One of the biggest coincidences of all. What are the odds that the UN would pick the flat Earth map as their logo if we lived on a sphere Earth?
Number 11, all the world powers must keep us out of Antarctica. The fact that our governments do not want us exploring the outer retaining wall known as Antarctica, how can you explain the fact that you cannot bring or store fuel anywhere near the Antarctic in according to the 1950s Antarctic Treaty? In the uber-capitalist, oil-addicted, gold-loving world that we all know so well, we should be mining the shit out of Antarctica by now. They don't want us going there because they don't want us knowing there's probably more land out there beyond the Antarctic. Number 12, perfectly vertical buildings from 50-plus miles away. We've all seen the videos of how buildings can be seen from over 50 miles away. Perfectly vertical, perpendicular to the horizon, and perfectly visible. How can you explain this coincidence? As a building from that far away should be angled away from your perspective, as it should be founded upon a distant edge of a curve. All the old wives' tales state that the ships traveling beyond the horizon